helped me to reach 2,000 subscribers. I remember the exact sound my heart made that night. It wasn't a thud. It wasn't even a crack. It was a slow, muffled crumble, like porcelain shattering inside my chest, too quietly for anyone else to hear. They always teased me at his office. Still picking him up like his mom, one of his co-workers laughed once. Maybe you should get him a curfew, another joked. Daniel would laugh along, embarrassed, and later tell me not to take it personally. They are just kidding. Mia, you know how people are. And I did. I knew how people were. I just didn't know how he was. That night, I arrived 20 minutes early. It had been raining for hours, the kind that leaves a city slick and shining under amber streetlights. His company's glass building reflected everything. The rain, the neon signs, the blurred silhouettes moving behind tinted windows. I parked across the street, heater humming, and scrolled through my phone, waiting. That's when I saw him. Daniel, laughing. He wasn't alone. Through the glass, I saw her, the new project coordinator, Tess, the one he'd mentioned a few times, always with casual praise. She's sharp, efficient, a bit of a perfectionist. He never said she was beautiful. He didn't have to. The way he said her name had been enough. I froze as they walked out together. She held her umbrella over both of them, though Daniel was taller and his shoulder was already wet. She said something that made him laugh, and then she tucked a strand of hair behind his ear. My stomach turned. It wasn't the action itself. It was how natural it looked, how rehearsed. He didn't pull away. For a moment, I told myself it wasn't what it looked like. Maybe she was just thanking him for helping with the project. Maybe it was harmless. But when he reached out and brushed her arm with his fingers, light, familiar, possessive, something inside me twisted so hard I could barely breathe. I slid down in my seat, watching them through the drizzle on my windshield. They stood by her car, faces close, words muffled by the rain. She laughed again, head tilted back, and then, without hesitation, he kissed her. Not a quick mistake, not a spur of the moment. A kiss that said this wasn't the first time. My throat burned. My palms went slick against the steering wheel. I wanted to scream, to throw the door open and make a scene, but I couldn't move. I just sat there, invisible in the dark, watching my marriage quietly collapse across the street. When he finally pulled away, his phone buzzed. He looked down, frowned, and pulled it from his pocket. My name flashed across the screen. He didn't answer. Instead, he told her something that made her smile, then turned toward the building, walking inside again as if nothing had happened. I don't know how long I sat there. 10 minutes? 30? Time stopped meaning anything. I felt numb, suspended between disbelief and a kind of dull, distant rage. When he finally walked out again, alone this time, I was waiting. I waved from the car, forcing my face into a smile I didn't recognize. "Hey," he said as he got in, shaking rain from his hair. "You're early." "Yeah," I said softly. Traffic wasn't as bad tonight. He nodded, rubbing his hands together for warmth. The car filled with the scent of rain and his cologne. And something else, faint but undeniable. Her perfume. My fingers tightened on the steering wheel. "You smell different," I said. He blinked. "Do I?" "Yeah," I murmured, like someone else. He laughed nervously. "Probably Tess's perfume. She hugged everyone after the meeting. Big news, promotion for her." I turned to him slowly. "Promotion?" He nodded, looking relieved I hadn't pushed harder. "She's been amazing. Honestly, she deserves it." I smiled. She must be really special. He looked at me then, eyes flickering with something unreadable. Guilt? Fear? Maybe both. "Mia," he said softly, "don't start, okay?" That word, start, split something inside me, as if my pain was a game I kept playing too long. The rest of the ride was silent. The rain softened, streetlights passing in rhythmic blurs through the windshield. Inside, I replayed the scene over and over. Her laugh, his hand, that kiss. When we reached home, I didn't follow him inside right away. I sat in the driveway, hands trembling, staring at the porch light flickering through the fog glass. Part of me wanted to confront him. Another part wanted to believe his lies, just for one more night. Instead, I went upstairs hours later and watched him sleep. His face looked peaceful, innocent even, as if Betrayal had a curfew and went to bed early. I wanted to hate him, but I didn't. Not yet. That was the cruelest part. The next morning, I woke before him. The scent of his cologne still lingered on the sheets. I went downstairs, made coffee, and stared at the steam rising from the mug. I thought about how small choices, arriving early, waiting in a car, can change everything you believe about love. When he came down, I smiled. "You forgot your phone," I said, handing it to him. He reached for it, but I held on a second too long. His eyes flickered. "I saw you last night," I whispered. He froze. No denial, no excuses. Just a long, heavy silence that told me everything I needed to know. I let go of the phone. It clattered on the table between us like the sound of something breaking. "Congratulations," I said quietly. "You finally gave them something real to gossip about." He opened his mouth, but I was already walking away. By the time I stepped outside, the morning air was cold, sharp, and clean. The rain had stopped, and for the first time in years, I didn't wait for him.